going to be a perfect segue into the stream here. Because I imagine I haven't checked out too much of your page, Deuce. But what is your page related to what you do for work, like IT stuff, or is it?
Now, actually, it was crazy. Is I found out that content works on LinkedIn. So just for shits and
Mm,
giggles, I was like, oh, let me just make content about the stuff I'm studying. And then like I
there you
was just
go.
doing like very basic, just hey, I learned this, and then
I love
two
it.
split screen with sides. Went
Yeah.
to a split screen with like information up top, made about a blurry. That's it. Like no fancy edits,
Yep.
no clones, no nothing. And I was getting like probably 2, 3 thousand impressions a post. And I was even getting calls from jobs I wasn't even ready for. So I was like, I put a pin in that and like just started. And then I kind of went I found formats, and then my page shot from like 4,000 to like 15,000 in like probably weekish, like probably yeah, probably like 3 weeks a month last month. So now it's like I've been kind of like locking in on that, but it's like I've been studying a lot of the stuff that you talk about, but it's like and it's funny because like the people that's following me now, they're going back and just Lord, thank the Lord I had like a lot of middle funnel type content because I was just hitting my like 8 to 900 viewish, maybe 1,000,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 2,000 if I'm lucky. But now they're seeing all the stuff I just been cramming away at, so it's pretty good. I just gotta kind of like dial back in because like say I've never had a video that I didn't collab on that didn't do over 1,000 by myself. Unless
Mm,
like it's a birthday post. So now I'm seeing 500,000 views, 200,000 views. It's like kind of fried my brain for like a day or two.
yeah.
But I'm kind of like locking back in now. So it's kind of good. It's like amazing to see people like in the same space because like now I was like the same stuff I've been telling people for years.
Yeah.
Oh, they feel like I know what I'm talking about now.
I
It's
know.
like
I
no, it sucks. It really sucks.
I know exactly what you're talking about when you say like it kind of fries your brain a little bit. You're saying just you those video views were on your page, right? The 500,000 views and everything that you're talking
Hmm?
about.
What you say?
Yeah. You said some of those like 500,000 view videos were they on your page?
Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
let me know if you can hear me a little bit better too. I'm gonna try to increase my mic.
No,
Hold on.
I can hear you good. Hold on, let me put you in my headphones.
But I know exactly how you feel.
All right, let's see if you can hear me now. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you perfect. Can you hear me now?
Yep, I got my work headphones, and now I'm really locked in.
Fantastic. Okay. So, Deuce, we just had a great conversation, or at least just like brief intro off camera. I have the stream loaded up now. What's up, stream? Thanks for joining, Deborah. Thanks for joining, Cindy. Meds, thank you.
You're what's good, y'all?
Deuce, do you want to just give a brief intro to what we were just talking about? So here's a good way to frame it up. Who are you? What do you do? What are you struggling with your content, and what are you trying to achieve?
Well, I've been doing. I could say I probably like made my first like piece of content. Probably like 2-ish years ago.
Okay.
I had this grand idea of like I had all these creative friends because I've been doing like taking pictures for a long, long time, and I that kind of like during the pandemic. Um, it kind of started where like, I just want to enjoy something in life, but I still had to work because I was like one of the essential workers, quote unquote. So I would stay up probably 5 o'clock in the morning learning graphic design. So boom, learn graphic design. That kind of taught me not to be scared of Photoshop. Then Photoshop taught me not to be scared of making videos. Made a video, did make a video, but like then I want to do a clothing line with all my stuff. So and I'm talking, I learned how to take fire pictures. I'm doing editorial style. If you go further down, like you just see straight just editorial style pictures with the shadow and blah blah blah. But that's when the internet stopped caring about pictures, only cared about video.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
so oh shoot, now I gotta learn video. But then learning video, you kind of had to learn you need to learn how does it make it land, how to
Right.
build within the community, how to build out structures and content frameworks and blah blah blah, and the four pillars trust me, I've studied and learned all the stuff.
All the
But
strategy. Yeah.
it's funny because yeah, you got to go even further down. Like I really was like, just all I did was just take pictures, and because I've been really just grinding it out, man.
Dude, I'd love
Like
to see this. I
I'm
love it.
talking, and let me see, right about, keep going. That's when I try to do YouTube. I was doing clips, trying to figure it out, and then
These are my favorite. These are my favorite pages to look at. Is when you could just see
oh look,
the
just
grind.
yeah, just graphic design. All I did was just graphic design for the longest. Like
Okay.
just learning graphic design. You can keep going down because yeah, the pictures are probably even. Yeah, let me see. Hold on.
Yeah, like right here, right here.
Yeah, yeah, that's like I'm learning graphic design. I'm
Nice.
thinking I'm about to be the next try the clothing line thing, but nobody. I didn't have any concept of storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
That I know that I didn't know that attaching and knowing how to do video was what you need for a brand. I just said, okay, yeah, I can just drop some pictures and some videos, and I'm gonna sell out. I'm gonna have $1 million view, $1 million brand. Like, oh
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
you're not. You're
yeah.
not like that. Like
So
so, I mean, it's been a journey, man. I will say, like
I love to see it, man. I know when I look at my page sometimes too, and I'm like I can see years of just
trying.
trying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then finally something clicks. So, okay. So you start off, you're doing your like you're very in your creative bag, which I used to be in that exact same situation. I used to do photo and video as a business. So
Yeah,
I know what that was like. And then here you're doing clips. Is this just you talking to your friends, kind of like a podcast,
yeah,
or is it?
yeah. Yeah, I just figured anybody did anything creative, I was gonna do a YouTube video with. And we was gonna do an interview, and it was gonna be like a podcast on my YouTube. Like these are probably like hour-long videos. I shot it with a Canon M50, one camera setup, and then I
Yep.
learned about Opus Pro, and Opus Pro would like clip the stuff up for you. So like I was kind of just trying to just learn all the different stuff back then. Like I don't even know what year this was, but that was a little minute ago.
Chat. I want to say this is a perfect example. Deuce's page. I love pages like this. It reminds me of mine. This is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. When I told you guys, like when I was throughout my journey, it starts off where you're just posting, and like Deuce has such a large catalog of just him posting. He's just posting things that he likes, things that he's talking about with his friends, which exactly what I was talking about yesterday in yesterday's chat with Danny. I was like, Danny, just start posting some of your conversations with your friends. Now, like what Deuce, realized during this time, I'm sure, is like, hey, these videos aren't going to get millions of views, but this is the part of the journey. Like we're just getting the muscle memory of posting. And some of these videos are already getting, like this one gets 2,000 views. Okay, that one's standing out. This one gets 1,000 views. But anyways, we'll keep going because I know this is just part of your journey, Deuce. So we go from
Yeah.
here. What happens here?
That those are still just clips of me doing it because that guy had a clothing line. He had a clothing
Okay.
line at the time, so I interviewed him, and Opus. Those are clips that Opus picked out. I was like, oh wow, they got software that can clip it up for me. I don't even have to really rewatch, even though I'm the one that had to go take all the ums and the blah blah blahs out. But
Yeah.
this is it. I knew about Opus clips, and whatever year this is. That's what
This is
2000.
2024. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is exactly like my journey. Instead of Opus, I was using Riverside to do the same thing,
Oh
and
yeah.
I was doing virtual podcasts. So like this is, dude, I'm loving this so far. Okay, and
And
so
then
yeah, yeah,
oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, I'm saying that's a guy here. He had an Airbnb. Like I'm talking about
Okay,
anybody that would sit down and talk.
I love it.
And then so that's kind of how that went. And then I would say this was probably the first time because the interview I did in the park, I said, okay, let me just talk about cameras. I know camera stuff.
Yeah,
Let
yeah,
me just talk about camera. Let me provide value with talking about cameras.
yeah.
And I was just like, okay, so that's kind of like my first little reel of actually doing the 4 pillars.
Look at
Like,
this, man. So cool. I love it. What a great story.
and,
Okay, and then you go to landscape. Okay.
and so people landscape photography. So I was like, just telling people how to basically do motion blur pictures with traffic and stuff.
Okay.
Oh damn. I just kept trying to find like things that I thought people would want to know how to do. Like it wasn't a lot of strategy on it, but it was kind of more so the thing like, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna just keep going. And then this one I really learned. Okay, I'm gonna just do everything cameras. I'm gonna take every setting in the camera, and I'm gonna get me some lights in the background, and I'm gonna just go from there. Like,
I love it, dude. What a great journey. Okay, so you're just everything cameras, everything cameras. So this is basically photo tips for the next,
mhm.
let's just say, a couple months here. Photo tips, photo camera. Color theory. Chat, is this better? By the way, I'm showing his page up close now. So let me know if you guys can see Deuce's content better now. But okay, so we have camera, photo. So these are basically
And this
yeah.
and actually, when you go back down,
Mhm.
I want to say go back down, probably right there, that first static shot. That's when I picked. I brought it to Oren's. It was Oren's course, that cut 30 that he's doing right now. But back, it's like I just looked at the other day. It's like 1,700 now. I was like 700 back then. So that was my first time learning about doing static, like this the video with the words on top. I was like,
Yeah,
okay, this is
yeah.
something different. So
Right.
then I kind of like started incorporating that, and
I see it
then
right here.
yeah.
Change it up right
So
here. Look at this setup. Is this you? Is this you have a 3 monitor and a laptop setup in your home office? Dude,
yeah, that's after they fired everybody,
I'm
so they let us
jealous.
keep the monitors. They
Oh,
fired it.
nice. I love
Yeah,
this, dude.
they wasn't ever getting the monitors back. They already fired everybody. It was over with.
Dude, this is such a cool journey. So, chat, we'll get into some value here in a second. I think there's always value in someone's story, of course, but like I know you guys are listening or waiting for me to give some maybe experiments or something. But this is just so cool. I love hearing about this. So okay, we have the B-roll, then we go back to the camera tips, and then you're going back to the B-roll again, or your static
Hmm.
shots, like you're saying. Love it.
Hmm. And then when I say when did it flip, I say it flipped.
Dang, and you got another monitor too. Damn, dude, I'm jealous of your setup, man. And oh, you got the whole streaming setup too. You have like what is this,
Oh,
a mixer or a soundboard?
yeah, that was the what's the little? That's when I thought I was gonna be doing streaming. I thought I was gonna really be a streamer. I was like, yeah, I might as well stream. I ain't got no job. I might as well stream
I want to
while I'm at it.
I want to try. I want to get this right here, this little soundboard. So this is so cool. Okay.
Yeah, I thought for sure I was gonna start streaming, but then I kind of just like fell into content, like it's kind of so Then I say this probably was the first time somebody hit me up, and it was like, oh yeah, I did a effect where every time a car comes across, I put the word I figured that out. So I was like, okay,
This is
trying
cool, dude.
just
This
trying
is a really cool format.
yeah, just trying different stuff, and then it
Yeah.
kind of blossomed into probably me doing my that overhead view. The first time I actually,
Yeah.
yeah, I did. I showed people how to use a C stand.
Dude, how cool. Okay. So now we're still into like so we're basically transitioning from this is sick. You cloned yourself in the background?
Yeah, that's why I first learned clones and learned the masking techniques too. So I was just like, oh
Oh,
yeah, you
sick.
couldn't tell me nothing after that. I thought I was about to be the next Dawkins or somebody. I ain't
Dude,
know, like,
this reminds me a lot of my journey too, because like you can see the natural progression of thought throughout your page. It's almost like your page just from like the surface is kind of telling a story by itself. Like I see that you're doing a lot of the photography tips, and then you realize like, wait a second, photography and video are so closely similar. Like let me start doing video tips as well, which is this. And then walk me through this post here.
that was something. The first time I did it, I collabed, and just like I was like, so people. That's when I kind of learned like behind the
Yeah.
scenes, like how to do BTS, kind of like showing. Because I actually worked with her. She's a good friend of mine. I worked with her, and she kind of like she does marketing for a living. So I'm like just telling the story behind the actual event. It's a good market if you know how to put everything together for the audience.
I love this. So cool. Okay. So this is where you're starting to learn. You go from photography to video, and you're like, wait a second, people really like this social media stuff. So
Yeah.
then now we go here, being a creative and allowing yourself to take in the moment. Love it. Okay.
Yeah, so that was my first time. That was the first time somebody ever invited me to do camera work for them in another place. Like
Love it.
somebody took me all the way to Miami, and it's like, oh yeah, I think I'm out there. Okay, that's when I'm kind of seeing like, and these. This got to a point where it was people that was more successful than me in the spaces that they were in that I wanted to be in. Now they're coming to me for stuff. I'm like, hold on, this means something now. Like,
Because of your content.
yes,
Love it, dude. So cool. So now, okay, and I like that you keep using this word creatives too, because you're like recognizing, okay, I'm a creative, photo, video, content. So this is very similar to my journey. I totally resonate with all this. Okay,
so then
then you go to lighting. Yep, I remember I had a phase like this too.
yeah,
Creative
I did
director,
I did
framing
a
for
I did
content.
yeah, that basically that was one where this one got a lot of attention too, where I just kind of start try to learn how to do hooks. I was trying
Okay,
to learn how to do hooks. So I'm trying to like, okay, let me just find things to try to rehook the person with the visual stuff that I do. Like just trying, like at this point, I'm just trying things now. Like,
Deuce, let me just stop you right there. Chat. I know again, we've been at this now for the past couple minutes. I haven't given any direction or like, I hate to use the word advice but like I haven't given any experiments to try for Deuce. I think what's super valuable from just hearing this is that all the times Deuce is trying stuff. He's trying stuff, and also you can see this evolution of how he's continuously learning new things and making content about what he's learning. Like just hearing this and going through this, I feel like this is I'm learning a lot, and I'm also being inspired. Like one of the things that I was really inspired by that you did earlier, Deuce, was this shot here. This one, like talking with the bridge with the cars. I'm like, this is so cool, man. Like this is a
yeah,
totally unique. And so, chat. This is why I'm telling you guys, like, this has largely benefited me as well, doing exactly what Deuce is showing here, because when you start posting content, right? Once you get in the habit of posting, which Deuce at this point was already in the habit of posting every day, then Deuce naturally had the next question. So he went from level 1 to level 2, which is how do I make better content? And so exactly what Deuce was just saying, he started experimenting with new ideas. And then you just mentioned, Deuce, you started trying to learn about hooks. You're like, okay, wait, I think if I start doing things, for the first 3 seconds, right? Maybe I can get someone's attention. Maybe that'll make for better content. This is the natural progression of thoughts with content, chat. Like, you're seeing Deuce in real time as we go through this, going from level 1 of posting to level 2, how do I make it better? And we're going to keep going through. You'll see him go from level 2 all the way up to where he's at now. So this is awesome, Deuce. So we have this. You learned about hooks. Now walk me through the next couple of videos here.
okay. So and this probably was at the time I got a 3,000 video by myself when I said
This one.
this is during Oren's course, the product versus brand, and the cameras. I did, and I've never had a 3,000 view video
And
by
this is
myself, just me talking. I said, "Oh, people really will defend cameras."
Well, also this is your first green screen video, I think, too. So that I was about to say, and look at you. You recognized, okay, this is my first green screen. I'm going to start making green screens. Love it. Cool.
And then probably I did product versus brand. I did the different cameras. Now maybe, and this is the one doing content alone. Click on that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I just try to take everything I knew and I just try to just throw it at the wall in one video.
Love it.
Like,
Okay.
like and just trying to like incorporate, and this is honestly what I've been learning, because even throughout this whole journey, for anybody listening, like it gets very lonely when you're the only person trying to do
Of
it.
course.
Like,
Of course.
but it's like it's crazy because it's lonely in real life, but people will start to cheer for you. People will start to support you, but there will also be people that don't care about it. The people that you think will care about it won't give a fuck about it at all.
Sure.
But the reason why I kept going was because it's something that I like. You really have to like to do this. That's what, like, you have to love to do it, because if you don't, it's going to just be you just doing stuff at that point.
One thing for me that's always helped me is having a mission beyond just engagement. Like what I've always loved about the idea of content is that this is basically a time capsule of my life. Like this video right here, I can see all of the previous videos in this one where you were learning about cloning, and then you use the overhead shot on one of your frames here. And so it's like, I'm watching all of the things you're learning now
And
culminate into one video. Like this is really cool to see.
And what's crazy, this frame right here,
Yep.
to pull this frame off, you have to actually have another person. You have to have another person to be able to pull that off. Someone has to hand me the thing. So I had to learn how to flip, mask her. I had to ask a random woman walking in the park, hey, can you hand me this bag? Like blah blah blah. So it makes you get out of the shell, or even if you don't have a shell, just like just being able to get it done no matter what,
I
like
love it,
type of
dude.
thing.
I love it. Okay, so we go here, and now you make this product versus brand. You're like, okay, I'm gonna do it again. Software edition, cool. Then you go Apple as a cult. So now you're going from, since this one popped off and got like chat. Look at what's happening with this natural progression. Honestly, I feel like us just like scrolling down, bottom up, we're learning a lot here. He Deuce sees that this video got 3,000 views, and so he's like, okay, I'm just gonna keep iterating on
Mhm.
what worked well. So he does a green screen, again, but he makes the same topic, product versus brand, software edition. And then I'm assuming, Deuce, correct me if I'm wrong, but you said, people really like this idea of products, brands, and cameras. So my next videos are going to be about here's a brand, here's a camera, right? I'm assuming this is how you're thinking about it. Okay,
And then it's like
boom.
and then it's like video software. Okay, it's a lot of people that do video, so this
Yep,
that's gonna do. And then just trying, like, even with the consistency is cap, I kind of like using, that's when I figure out learning about the words,
yep.
learning that the words I actually do bring the video, because if you click on that one, you can see kind of like I kind of bring it all in,
Oh, that's
but
sick.
then
Yeah,
I kind of like bring it in, but then I also like try to this one I'm trying to find how to do the meat of content, like giving them something to actually, like, keep my retention, because I was looking at my graphs and I was seeing that most people are falling off.
sure.
So I was trying to like find things to do that would kind of like bring them in.
I
So
love
I
it.
even yeah, I try to just keep throwing value at it and just trying.
This is so cool, man. I love this. Okay, so you do, yeah. So you start thinking about the words a little bit more. Okay, then you have
Mhm.
inside the mind of a creative, golf day. When do I edit? Then we go back to product versus brand, or at least brand versus brand. Now you're doing a brand battle.
Mhm.
Okay, and so then you make these. These are just other things about editing. Totally super cool. Roles of a creative. I want to watch
And
this briefly because this is sick.
that's when I found about copying, because it's a creator that I watch on YouTube. I saw him do that same kind of thing. He did it with like clothes, but I did it with just as a creator, and that was my first viral video. But it went viral on Snapchat. It did like 80,000 views. I was like, oh my god!
So
But I'm like, this is not. It's like it's funny because it's like you don't know what's going to pop.
yeah,
It's
of
not up
course,
to you.
of course.
Like you can have so many ideas. Like, matter of fact, because I can tell you the first time I like got real disappointment, but I had to remember, go back to the beginning. It's the next one. Go back up. Right there.
This one.
That, yeah, that one. I thought for sure, I said, oh yeah, this is gonna be it. I'm gonna kill him with this. But then I had to just really realize, like, no, you just do it because you love it. Like, you have to keep reminding yourself of these lessons that you learn over and over and over. Because
Of course,
sometimes you get out of here, I'm thinking like, oh, it's gonna be the one.
of
It
course.
wasn't. That's when I had to remember, like, that's not what it's about. You're doing it because there are people that want to learn the stuff that you know, and you know how it feels when you want to learn something, but no one will tell you. Because I remember a time, because I think, do you have just my videos up right now? Or do you have all the posts with pictures too?
Um, I'm looking at these videos here. Say it again.
Okay. Oh, do you have just are you just watching this just the reels? Because I took a lot of pictures in between,
Uh,
but there was a time when people would not even tell me what lens they use. So I'm like, dang, people really gatekeep this stuff for real. Like,
let me see.
so
Let me see if I can pull it up quickly. Hold on one second. Deuce. Okay. Uh, oh, chat can see this. I don't know if you can. So hold on one second. Let me share my screen. All right. So you're saying a bunch of pictures, yeah, during this time, like down here.
Yeah, like 'cause my thing was I try to keep it photo video, so I always do pictures, but then I also make sure like I show people, hey, I know how to take pictures too, like 'cause it's kind of like made it the thing. Like I make sure they know because there are a lot of people, but there are a lot of people that just like only do one. So I was like trying to do not differentiate myself because a lot of people that do both. But like what I kind of want people to see is what's kind of going to be within my next gosh of thing. There's money in front of the camera. There's some people that they do amazing things behind it, but also remember there is money in front of it too.
Sure.
Right. So that's like me learning, and that's kind of now like I'm getting brand deals. I got my first few brand deals in the last month, like, and it's interesting. Like, but now it's like, okay, how do I improve the back end work of that? So
Yeah,
just
yeah.
kind of like doing the whole journey, trying to bring people along and show them that it's possible for real.
I love this, man. I'm super inspired. I love pages like this. This is what I hope my page is like to other people. Chat. I want to before we continue, Deuce. I just
Oh
want to
yeah,
make mention because you guys know I always talk about this idea of like 7 levels of content. I mention it in like every stream, and this idea came about just by looking at really thinking deeply about my journey with content. And Deuce is now saying that he's followed the exact same process. So what Deuce said is level 1 was him just posting stuff. He was just trying to get in the habit of posting. How can I just make videos, even if they're just ideas from my head or from conversations? Like, let me just get in the habit of putting stuff on the internet. So he gets in that habit. Then he gets to level 2 where he's like, how do I make it better? He starts experimenting with new ideas. He starts learning about stuff like hooks and stuff that he does in his videos, like the words that he uses should be a certain way. He should provide value. And then he just mentioned that this video right here, this video popped off for him because he found inspiration from someone else and he tried it for himself. Now, don't let that what I'm about to say here's be me like don't interpret that as me saying like you need to copy other people. You should never copy, but you should steal tastefully, which is what Deuce did here. What I've found in my journey is that in order for me to get better at content in level 2, I need to study what's working. So that's what that means tactically is same thing with Deuce. He started learning how do creators make better content. Well, they use something called hooks. They provide value. He started learning about retention. He started looking at his watch time. You then start looking at what's working on the platform, which is what I did. And so you can do that in 2 ways. I started looking at what's working on my page, which is what Deuce did with the product versus brands, right? So down here, product versus brands. And then he started looking at what's working from other pages and then trying to implement that. And this is how he got this video here.
and but you know what? And I also forgot to mention what really triggered it, and I knew that giving value was what's because I've heard it 1,000 times. Give value, give value, give value. But when I if you go down one row,
Yep.
how to do the clone effect.
Yep.
That probably got me from 50. That got me from 50 followers on TikTok to like 1,500.
This one here?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, because of the editing? That's so
No, I'm just telling people how to do the clone effect.
Love
I'm
it.
just actually showing them.
Sweet, man. I love it. So cool.
And it's like I was like, oh, people want to know how to. They want to know how to
stuff.
actually do stuff.
Yeah,
I said,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
I said, I know how to do stuff. So let me just tell them how to do stuff. So
I love it. So cool, man. What a cool story so far. Okay, so go here. Let me stop and reply to Nate. Nate says make better content with B-roll. Try instead of that. Try your content sucks. B-roll is what you're missing. Nice. Text hook needs work. So I think that's a great suggestion, Nate. This is for Deuce. This was 2025 in July. So as we start to scroll up, Deuce, I'm imagining you started to realize that too after.
Oh yeah, trust me. When
we're a year later. So
when I say I got obsessive,
yeah.
of just seeing just like because like you can understand, I posted for a long time until my shit just popped. Like I because to hear in real life from people that don't even really like know content, but then they be like, hey, your stuff good, but not see the result for a long time. So like when people say like, oh, you got to stay down, blah, 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 it's really a real thing. Cause like you can be as good as you want, but until you pop, that's not up to you.
Right.
It's really not. So that's kind of like definitely what I learned. So I definitely, as you can see, probably the further you go, you can see me just like improving on, like the views get better over time.
Mm-hmm.
They get better over time.
I love it. So okay, so we start doing this. We start adding more value. We start talking about content and editing and stuff for creatives, and then now I'm gonna fast forward a little bit just so we can
Yeah, because
start to get to
I was super consistent. Like I'm talking, I
beautiful,
wasn't trying to miss anything.
beautiful.
That's when I'm starting to collab more with people. I'm learning. I'm getting better at masking.
Cool.
Just
Cool. And this
clone,
whole
clone,
time,
clone.
it's content for creatives still, which is great.
Yeah,
You have your topic, and then you have like your unique positioning where you're making content specifically for an audience. You have your audience in mind too. This is great. Cool. Then you make content, Creative Corner episode 1. I love this, man, because what I'm looking at here, it's like super unique in terms of the editing, and I imagine a lot of these videos are just coming from your head. So like, cool,
yeah.
super cool. And then here we go, behind the scenes mini vlog, behind the scenes this, cool. Is this? Oh, okay, got it. Okay, all right. We go here. Cool. Start reposting content. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Good. And then we have this.
I want to say probably right around go down.
Oh yeah. Now we're starting to get starting to get into good territory here.
Yeah, I had a challenge. There was this girl. She had a challenge. She had like a 30-day challenge where she was just saying like post every day. But I kind of already was about to do that.
Okay.
But that video, the one with the red shirt, the first red shirt.
This one.
Yeah, that was when I was just like, okay, cool. I'ma just start post. I'm going to post every day because I tried it before. I did like a 15-day stint and burnt myself out because I wasn't planning it. Like all those posts, I planned it, but I didn't really do a good time blocking. So I would spend hours because, like I said, this was the first time I had free time in a long time.
Okay.
So it's like that one kind of like sparked it, and then I was like, okay, let me get a little bit spicy. So I did like the silence versus freedom of speech. Basically, like I did a thing talking about like how China had the ban for social media,
Right.
and then I got like, okay, people want to be. So that's when I learned how to engage, like make content that people want to comment on.
Yes. You started realizing, and this is very similar to my journey too. Now, what I started to realize over time is like really at the core of all good content that I see on the internet, it's just content that sparks a conversation, which is what you learned here. So
yeah.
Cool. All right, and then you start doing how to remove instance. Cool. So now we're getting recent. Okay, so now we're May.
Yeah.
Cool. All
Yeah,
right.
people hated instance. So I was like, let me just tell people how to.
I remember.
And then I learned about doing tears. I said, oh, people like tears.
Cool.
It performs well. I didn't even know it was like one of the form. I didn't know I was really even using the format, but I was like, oh, people like rankings because I could learn that from the camera stuff. And then I want to say that first viral video was probably
this one right here. Look at this, 41,000.
Yeah.
Boom.
And that was just off the strength. I didn't learn about formats yet. I was just okay. People like rankings. Gotcha. Cool.
This is it's so cool to see because I can just see so clearly like, okay, you're learning one thing and learning one thing. This is the power of posting consistently, chat, is that if you do it right, like how Deuce is, you're just constantly learning new things. Like Deuce is literally explaining to us right here how he's started to learn all of this stuff. So this is really cool. So, okay, you realize rankings, then you do pick a creative crisis. Now you're doing conversations here. You're like, okay, I know this is going to get people to comment, and now your comments start to go up. Go back to statics. Look at that, 4,000. Boom. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then ranking again. Boom, 4,000. Cool. Create.
I did that's kind of like this. I said, okay, people still need to know about me, so I did a story about kind of like why I got into content. So I was like, okay, give people a little piece of me, like in regards of who I am, and then I was just trying out some other stuff, and then I want to say that's the one that really popped. Probably the one up for that one.
So chat, look at this. So we went all the way from a couple hundred views where Deuce is just posting ideas, and Deuce, this whole time, I don't think, like, besides the role as a creative, a lot of these ideas seem to be just coming from your head, right? Like, these are just unique ideas. So this is a perfect example, chat, of Deuce literally just posting, learning from his own account, and then iterating based on data. Like when he sees a video gets 41,000 views compared to the average, he knows, okay, people like rankings and people like these these pieces of content where it sparks a conversation. And so he learns all this, and now all of a sudden, boom, now we're up to where we're at today, where we start to have multiple videos pop off. And so now this is going back to my 7 levels in chat. Like, this is going to sound like this conversation was scripted. It is not. I'm literally viewing this for the first time with Deuce. This is just validating my theory of this 7 levels of content. Because now Deuce, from all of his learning, right, he goes from posting every day as the player, which is level 1.
Mm-hmm.
He then tries to make better content by studying how to make better content, looking at what's performing on his page, and then, iterating on what's working better than others. And then now he's at level 3, where he's the hit maker, where now he's having multiple hits. Look at this: 200,000, 500,000, 200,000, 21,000, 500,000. This is level 3. Like, this is the 7 levels of content actualized right here. So walk us through this, Deuce. What's going on here?
Okay, so there was a girl. She was doing fitness, right?
Okay.
She was doing once a day, once a week, once a month with fitness.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, I can do that. I have to tell people something, exercise they can do once a day for, right? Like just small exercises. You can just do the stay consistent, because the biggest thing I hear people like, oh, I don't feel like I can't post this too much time. No, I can literally, if you just do something once a day, once a week, once a month. It's not fitness, it's content. And when I tell you it exploded, and I was just like, it exploded so quick. I stopped everything I was doing for the day, and I made a Notion doc so I went back and edited my caption and put a call to action in with ManyChat, because I was like, and I think right now I probably got like a 47, 48 49% conversion rate on it. Like probably 300 people clicked. I got 180 emails right now just waiting for me to do the next thing.
Oh, from this comment the word content? Nice.
Yeah, because after that it just started going and going, and it was like, okay.
Look at this, chat. This is sorry, Deuce. Sorry to
No, you good. No, you good.
And I know you came here with questions too, so I'll stop like using you as an example and start trying to help you too. But like, this is just such a perfect example of, and this is why I have this video on my page, pinned to my page, because I just believe in this idea so much. And you are just like living proof that this idea is validated beyond just my journey. Because like this video, I describe like how, my journey happened from, where I started to where I am. You followed the exact process to a T. So chat, just use Deuce's this video as an example. With everything that Deuce has learned up to this point, from posting all, consistently, studying how to make better content, learning from his page what things to double down on, what things people are liking, he then starts to realize, okay, I'm going to see what other people are doing as well, and try to try to remix that video with everything that I've learned on my page, which is how we get here. And so, I mean, this is just like you're just a textbook example of what I'm describing here, Deuce.
Yeah,
so, cool.
And that's when you showed us that doc of the 7 levels, I was like, I need that. Like, even if I don't care if what I know is on there, I need to know, because it's like, it just felt like it felt like I didn't, because my chat, we didn't have any. I've never talked to this man a day in my life. This is not scripted. This is not none of that. I promise you. When he was like 2 days ago, when I was in the laundromat washing clothes, I just randomly seen somebody on live. I jumped on there because I had already followed him before for some of his content, and I saw that those 7 levels. I was like, that looks familiar. I know I follow some of them people, but I don't know all of them. So like, even those, because I promise you, if y'all want to get to where y'all going, that doc is it. Because some of the people, like, because what sparked me, because you see so much information on the internet, but when I start seeing names that I follow and I go by Bible for what they say, I say, oh no, I need all of that, because I don't know some of these other people. So
right.
I need that. Yeah.
I love
so,
it.
Yeah.
So cool. Okay, so we have this video, 500,000. Wait. You have too many hits now. I don't know where we just were. Oh, 200,000. And then your next video right after. Is this the next day? Next day. Boom.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was not playing. I was like, oh, let me try. I said, they like hand moving. Let me try it again.
Dang.
I ain't gonna lie. I stole this. Like, I straight took everything. I said, let me just try. I'm gonna just take somebody. I'm tired of coming up with ideas. I'm gonna take somebody else's stuff. And I was like, oh wow. and they
Now,
didn't even take number 30. I'm talking about a lot of these videos took me hours to make.
yeah, yeah.
Probably took me 10 minutes to make.
Now, chat. Let me just let me give a disclaimer to what Deuce is saying. This is not Deuce, and I think Deuce would agree with me when I say this. This is not him endorsing like.
No, don't,
Yeah,
no, because
do not.
the thing about it, you will get called out for it.
Exactly.
You will, because especially because it's people like him and it's people like me that see all the viral stuff and they know.
Exactly.
Yeah, they will take it. Yeah, they will
Deuce,
get you. Yeah.
Don't let Deuce is just recounting what he's done because I just from talking to Deuce, like I already know that you recognize like, hey, okay, I did this, and you've already learned. Like just based on how much you've learned, I already know that you've learned how to not do this. So don't take what he just said as like an endorsement. This is just part of the journey.
Yeah,
For
sure.
You know, I don't think for me like there are videos of mine where I have like very loose or very closely mimicked from others when I was first starting out. Just this is the part of the journey of me trying to figure out how to actually make better content. And then of course the goal is never to just like copy someone.
Yeah.
You know, of course, and Deuce knows that. So,
Yeah, because I changed the top. I changed the top of it, and I changed a couple of the apps. But for the most part, I said, "Oh yeah, that app. That's because I've tried pretty much all of this stuff. I tried all the apps, and I was like, this is good information. So let me just give it to the people that ain't seen it yet. So that's what I did. Yeah.
And the point here is that Deuce did this, and he learned from it, and now we're gonna get into the rest. So let's keep going. So okay, you have this. Fix your video. So you realize the editing thing popped off. You're like, okay, let me do more editing. And then you do these again, this like side by side because you learned it from the last one, and this one pops off again.
Yeah, that I saw somebody do it. They did it with food. I said, let me just do it with cameras.
All right, perfect. This is a this is perfect. Like this is what we're talking about. Deuce, if there's one person to follow here, it would be Deuce. Like this journey that he's describing is perfect. He learned from this one that went viral. He's like, okay, this one did well, but maybe I'm gonna pretend like I'm in your head, Deuce, but like I'm imagining you thought to yourself, okay, this one did well, but I want to try to be a little bit more original to me. And so this right here is a perfect example. This is how you steal like an artist. He saw that this did well in a different niche, and he's like, okay, let me do this in mine. So you said someone did this with food, you changed the food to cameras, and then this whole video is now unique to you and your people. This is fantastic right here.
Yeah, really that's when I kind of figured like going viral is cool, but if you can do anything, you can make anything. There's no content jail where you just have to post one type of thing ever. It's your content, it's your page. But I will say the thing that I learned from this video is if you want to do something and you kind of know, because you kind of at this point I kind of know what's going to go if I like kind of take it and make it mine. Keeping it within what you do is going to always do wonders for you, because the worst thing you can do is going viral for something you don't want to be known for.
And that's exactly what I was telling the chat. That's something that has happened to me on this page. And that's like, I had to do thankfully, like it wasn't anything too crazy. I mean, I went viral and I think we have told you guys this story before. I went, my very first viral video on this page was about yapping. And my whole page is designed like I want to just share the journey. Like I want to share my process of learning, kind of like how you're doing. And I wanted to be very clear that I'm not an expert. But when I made that first video, the yapping video that popped off, it got like 500,000 views as well. I think it's at like 530 views or 530,000 views. It came across as though I was like another guru. And so exactly to what Deuce is saying, I learned that lesson too, where I was like, okay, cool. Most people here resonate with this, but then there's also like a small few that think I'm just like another one of, the people that I don't want to be associated with. So really, really well done here. Great learning lesson to share. Okay. And then again, now Deuce is getting the hang of it. He's now seeing other content that's working in different niches. And he's like, okay, I'm going to start to apply this in my space with what I've learned. And he goes from banger, banger, banger. Yeah. Really well done, man. And then he sees this again. This is from another niche as well, which I've seen this video, I think in fitness. I don't know if it's where we got it from, but I've seen this in fitness. He applies it to content. Boom. Really, really well done, man. So, okay. We've talked a lot about you, Deuce, and we've talked so much about you that it's been, I think, like 40 or 50 minutes.
Oh, yeah, yes, yeah.
So I want to give you the floor. And guys, I mean, now we're here. Like Deuce's second to last video, he's at almost 700,000 views. So, and I mean, you're just killing it, man. So I want to flip the script or flip the whatever the interview around. It's not even really an interview. What am I trying to say, chat? I want to flip the tables or turn the tables around and just have you ask some. What do you want us to help you experiment with, Deuce?
Because the thing is, like, trust me, because I went to Cal. I watch a lot of. I pretty much CTA everything, every post Callaway makes, because especially his storytelling stuff. Because like, okay, I'm getting, because the thing is, I try to like make my stuff relatable to people. Basically, I make content for the version of me that I didn't have. Like, I want to be the person that somebody can go to my page, and if you take pictures or if you to make videos, come to my page and you can find the answers somewhere. So that's kind of like my thing, because like all this is so much stuff I did not know in the beginning. So that's kind of what I was doing. But I know going viral is cool, but I also want to be able to see how I make those like quick little hitters pop. I want things that when I give actual good information to pop, like, hey, such about my day and blah blah blah. Because see, then what happens then is when I'm telling people stuff about like what's going on and blah blah blah, that's when brands, because what I've just from the small time that I've like went viral, brands are hitting me up now because they see their products in my content. Because that's one thing I refuse to just have all these views, blah 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 blah, but you're broke. I'm not going for that. It just makes no sense. So like I was already studying UGC on the back end of all of this, but probably like 4 or 5-ish months. But that's like, now that I'm getting stuff on the front end, people like brands are reaching out. I haven't even pitched yet. I haven't started set up my pitching system or nothing. But brands are reaching out to me now, like, hey, we have a desk we want you to use. Hey, Ridge Wallet reached out. Hey, blah blah blah. So it's like, but I know that I don't want to forget my audience. So I want to be able to connect deeper, and I want those videos to blow out the water. Like,
sure.
But I know it's gonna, like, working on my hooks of like the talking hooks that I can connect without a crazy edit or blah blah blah.
And so, Deuce, again, and for chat too, everything that I'm going to say, this experiment that I give you, I have to give the frame that I'm not an expert. This is still something that I am just trying to figure out as well, of like, how can I have a really good storytelling video that does very well, or just stuff that's kind of like in these live streams. How can I be like how I am on these live streams on a piece of content that does well? And so I'll give you a couple of things that I'm currently looking at or thinking about when I'm planning my next piece of content. Is this the route we want to go down real quick, Deuce, of like content about us popping off?
Yeah, because
okay.
I mean, fantastic. It's important to learn that, like, when that first video went up, I was like, oh yeah, I made it. But then I realized, like, no, you also, because when you go viral, like how the algorithm works is the first set of people see it, then the next set of people see it, and it blows.
Sure.
But I just want the message that because also I do know that, like I said in other, low views don't mean that people aren't hearing it. But it doesn't hurt to get better at that, though.
So I'm going to give you a couple experiments to try.
Okay.
And again, I always call these experiments since I'm not an expert. And then if they work, then, you know, they turn from experiments to law. But okay, so let me share my screen here. I'm writing out your doc quickly here, and I'll send this to you. This one's the 7 levels as well. This one, actually disregard those notes. That was from a previous session. But these, a couple experiments here. And I would say, just so this all makes sense here, in terms of where you're at, in terms of the 7 levels, what you're describing to me, based on like how I view this theory, is that you're trying to go from 3 to 4.
Yeah, I want to be able to do it off from me, and I don't want to, like, to say, I was saying in the chat the other day, I don't want to have to rely on nobody. But it's cool to have that as a resource if I'm stuck, or I just want to get something off quick. But being able to pull it out of my own head is where you ascend. Is where I feel like,
chat, I like swear on everything on my life. Like, this is not scripted. This is This is from me just like studying for so damn long. So what Deuce is describing to me, like this fits perfectly with this document. I call it the psychic. That's whatever. I have like these cool labels for it. It just makes me feel cool. That's all it is. But
No, you're cool, man.
what it is what Deuce is describing is what I'm also trying to constantly like achieve as well. Is how do I become the creator where I don't need to rely on like other videos as much, and I just know the principles of content, like what makes good content, and I can make content about myself or about, you know, other things besides just trying to rip from other people, which is this stage right here. And so the experiment that I have here is the first one that I have. This is like the basic one in the doc, but I'm going to give you some personalized ones here, Deuce. The basic one in the doc is make a new video on a topic of yours that has worked well for you. So not like a format or a, and I'll be very specific. Hold on. Let me share the entire screen. Not like a video from other people. This is a topic. And so what that means for you is like you have levels of cameras for creatives, which is, I love this. I love this idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so this topic, like this is a topic that has performed well, meaning people are interested in levels of cameras for creators, right? And you go down the list, whatever. How can we make another video about this? Not the format, but levels of cameras for creatives, but in a different style that might align further with you. And so what that means, chat, like let me cook for a second, because I'm hoping this is going to start to make sense. What this means is we move away from looking at other creators as much, and we say, okay, people really like this idea of levels of cameras. What if I, going back to Deuce's point, made a storytelling video where I went through my journey of going from level 1 with my first camera to level wherever you're at now, level 7 with my first camera. And you talk about through each level, you're telling your story, still providing the same value from this video, but now people get to connect with you a little bit further, and you could talk about all the mistakes that you made along the way.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's really good.
Chat.
That's really good.
Chat. I promise you this is not scripted. This is just like, I swear to you guys, like I study this stuff like a madman. And I'm not saying that this video that Deuce makes it might not even do extremely well. It might only get him a couple thousand views, but what it will do is it'll help deepen the trust with his audience by doing this experiment here. And so my personalized experiment to you, Deuce, would be, and this is, you can thank, if Tiago, if Tiago's in the chat, we can thank Tiago too, because Tiago taught me something very valuable here. He said the best stories that he's studied as well online are not just stories about someone, but they're stories for the audience. So if I'm making a story about, like, let's say I made a story about my day today and I just did like a day in the life, that's, you know, if I'm just talking about all the events that occurred in my day, it's not going to be valuable to the audience. But if I tell a story about all the things I did today and all the things maybe that I learned or the mistakes that I made that ultimately can provide a lesson for the viewer, then it's valuable. And so in this case, with Deuce, my number one experiment would be, how can we tell a story where you go from level 1 with your first camera all the way to level 7, and then the lesson to be learned here at the very end of the story is that you realized it's not about the gear, but it's about the message, right? Because that's kind of where you're at. Like, you have gone through the same journey that I've gone through, where, and I mean, this is part of the reason why, like, I had a media business that failed, because I was basically selling these services of like really high quality videos for social media in a world that quickly evolved into, no, like, you can just get even better results with your iPhone. And so telling this story, right?
Yeah.
Not only are you telling stories about yourself where people can relate to you and understand and resonate with you, like how I resonate with you, but then if you end the story with a lesson learned that, hey, I realized that it's not about the gear, it's about the message, that's where you get the follow, the trust, everything in between, right? Now, the only problem with this, granted, chat, as I'm cooking here, now I got to roll back a little bit, got to dim down my ego. because the one problem with this is that unfortunately that story, I don't know if it aligns really well with like the brands that might reach out. Like for example, if you if you tell that story, Sony's not going to ask maybe for a brand deal, but it is.
Yeah. I made sure I kept it. If you watch the video, I made sure I kept it real cute.
Yeah.
Because
That's
I kind of took every brand. Because even from the like for example, like everybody's like, oh, where's OE?
yeah.
Well, my follow up video gonna be camera brands that you don't know, because most people don't. I did Canon, Sony. I think click it right quick. I'm trying to remember which ones which ones I did.
Sony,
Sony, Nikon,
Fujifilm.
Fujifilm, Panasonic, Leica, Hasselblad, DJI.
Nice.
Yeah. So now, like, if you go through those comments, and that's what I was saying, other like fines make people wanna, and it's not really rage baiting. People say it's rage baiting, but it's like those are the most. If you look statistically, those are the most popular ones. No one's buying OE right now. Like
Yeah.
people not lying. People don't even know that OE exists. I think they got brought out or something. But like just that, okay, because there are parts of the internet. There are going to be people that's what I kind of meant. Where like you stand on something, there's going to be someone who disagrees and not agree with you. That's one thing I had to learn, because like even I messed up a couple of the prices because Amazon had a sale. Like, oh, it doesn't cost that. It does.
Yep.
You can't please everybody.
Yep.
But like just getting out the main message is always the most important thing for it.
And so here's the thing, like my number one experiment would be, because you have all these comments too, and these people are asking you questions.
Yeah. No, I do my best. I do my best to try to respond to all of them, but it's so many comments.
That's
like,
fine.
Geez.
That's totally
Right.
fine. Totally fine.
Yeah.
What I'm saying here is, how can we turn this into a story about the 7 level or whatever, the different levels of cameras that maybe you experience? Because like for me, right, it started off where I was shooting on a Sony ZV-1F for like $500, and then I went to Sony ZV-E10, and then I went to a Canon R6, and then I went to a Canon R7, then I went to a Canon C70, right? And like it was like this crazy to the Canon C70. So it was like this crazy journey that I went on with these different levels of camera gear, and I was able to kind of like increase the budget as I was getting more work. Ultimately, I found a different lesson at the end of the road, but maybe there's a different lesson that you can share for the audience. The point here that I'm trying to say, going back to Tiago in the chat, is that others need to be able to see themselves in your story so it hits hard. Yeah. So,
and I've been seeing like the stuff that hits the best here's the thing. You got to think about social media. Even when the post is about you, make it about the audience, because they don't, at the end of the day, they don't care. They care, but they don't care. It's kind of like, it's like a light switch. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Because I think about it. Why does anyone on this chat follow anything on the internet or save it or like it or share it? Because it's something that relates to you. You kind of putting yourself in the shoes of the person that's watching you, your potential person that's watching you. Is kind of like how I started thinking, like, hey, this is really about me, but how can I flip it and make it about the person watching so it resonates better?
And what you're describing here is exactly, chat, this is almost panning out to be like a scripted video, but this is why, like, what you're describing is where the reason why I made this is because like I'm so close to this. Like right now I consider myself in level 4, same as you, trying to get to level 5, and I'm thinking exactly how you're describing now. Like when I get to level 4, after seeing content that's working, I start to think a layer deeper of like what actually gets people to follow, just like you said, what actually gets people to like and share, what actually gets people to engage on a piece of content, and so this is exactly the understanding the principles of content, right, that I'm describing to you. So this would be my number one experiment for you to try. I can't tell you I'm a storytelling expert. I don't have any storytelling videos yet that have like really done insane on my page. But these are some of the things that I'm definitely thinking about, is how do I take a topic of mine that has done well, turn it into a story, and then have a lesson at the end of it so that people can not only learn from it, but also maybe you can turn it into a series or have some sort of clear verbal call to action to follow for more. Right? So that'd be my experiment for you. The number one thing.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. You cook with that. Definitely cook with that.
Anything else? I know I'm just giving you one experiment here, but that I think that one would be a good way to start. And because you're such a creative person, like I want to just give you this one thing to like really focus on because I know you're gonna make a banger.
Hmm.
Anything else that I can help you with, Duce, for right now?
Nah, that's kind of like because, like I said, I see like because of course if I just double down on the ones that work, like I don't want to necessarily just become a trendy,
Yes.
spamming the same thing because I actually want to do other things. Like I don't want to, I don't want to lose my eyes because I decide to do something else, or maybe I want to, restart my clothing line, or maybe I want to, whatever. But it's still within me being creative. Like I
Yes.
want to be known for that, like not just be paint because you. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not like you're a prisoner of your audience. But
Mm-hmm.
if you want certain things out of your content, you kind of want to play the game, so to speak.
Sure.
So like play the game, but still do what you want to do. But I know that setting up the foundation, because like
Mm-hmm.
you said, there are people on the internet that just get on there and do anything, and it gets the views, it gets the
Yep.
comments, it gets the everything. But like I said, that probably in like gonna understand, like as y'all can see, this content, no, I've been doing it. It felt like forever, but I haven't been doing like video content for a long time. So like,
Sure.
and then another thing I had to realize, like, I can't compare my day literally one-ish to somebody day 10-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I look at YouTube videos and see people consistently get 300,000 views, 100,000 views, but if I put a video up, it gets 80. Like it's still the same process as this, but just in long form. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so like I say for anybody listening, I tell anybody that's listening, don't give up because it doesn't look like what you want to look like, because eventually it will get to that. It's truly not you when it does though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it. Deuce, this has been an awesome session. I know the majority of the session was literally just reviewing your story, but I think it was incredibly insightful for the chat. I really
Yeah.
think if the main goal here is like, okay, how do I get people to buy into me? The main experiment would be, okay, how can I make more stories? And you could use the topics from your best performing videos and make stories out of those. Same thing like I'm doing here. Um, like what I gave you with this, you could do this for this video or for any of these and just start there. Now, granted, chat, like when I give this experiment, as you guys will know and as Deuce will know, like this, I'm not promising that these videos will get as many
Right.
views or even half as many views. But again, what I do know for sure is that these storytelling videos will gain more followers than some of the other formats of like a static video and whatever the case is. So could be a good experiment. One thing that I'm trying with my page is a good mix of, I don't want to get into all the jargon, but like top of you, I'm sure you're familiar with like the top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel.
Hmm.
Definitely playing
Hmm.
around with those mixes every week. I'm like, okay, maybe I should do this week. Like last week was a good week in terms of top of funnel impressions. So now next week, let me do a little bit more middle of funnel, bring in some people for my story, blah, blah, blah. So
You
yeah.
you know what's crazy though? That video when I was doing the once a day, once a week, once a month,
Yep.
I felt like trying to do hybrids of the funnels because when I changed that caption and hook mini, because you can actually go back on your post and hook
Yep.
mini chat up after.
Yep.
I hooked mini chat up after that and made the Google Doc that has like a consistency. It's like a consistency template that people can use to actually really stay on track with their stuff.
Yep.
It's like being able to make hybrids of the funnel because
Yep.
it's top of funnel for sure. Because it was the first video that popped.
Yep.
It garners the attention, but I also had a bottom of funnel on it too.
Conversion. Yeah.
So like
There's a
it's crazy.
there's a creator that I really like. His name's Ronin Socials. He's a little bit more sophisticated with funnels and ads and stuff, but he is known, at least for me, as he has this concept called the Trojan horse piece of content. I don't know if you've heard of it before, but the basic idea, this, and chat, feel free to follow this if you guys are into like these types of systems and stuff, like content
Yeah.
systems
Oh
and stuff.
yeah, I definitely did get that.
But he has this one piece. He used to have it pinned. I don't know where it is now, but he describes it as he calls it a Trojan horse piece of content. Oh yeah, it's right here, Trojan funnel, which is basically one post that is a mixture of all three. So let me see if I can find it. If not, I'll just send it to you. But the basic idea is like you start off with a very wide topic that appeals to a lot of people, and then you tell a little bit of your story, and then you end with maybe a case study or how you help someone. It's really good idea. Let me see. Yeah, here you go. So let me send this to you.
Definitely send him. Yeah, because it's like I stumble upon it. I didn't even mean to do it. It's like, oh, well, a lot of people are seeing this video. Let me put a call to action in, because if this many people are seeing it, there is somebody reading that caption and just put it in there.
Exactly. Yep. I think about that too. Yeah. I love it, man.
And then another tip, if anyone's willing to listen, that optimizing your bio did so, because like I look at my analytics, because I use everybody brags about what's the name of it? Everybody brags about Stan as a link in bio, but I use Beacons. Beacons is free and it pretty much does all the same stuff. So I use Beacons, and now it kind of showed me the analytics of where everything was coming from. And most of my stuff was coming from the bio, and not even the DMs that I was using ManyChat for. So that bio was really important, kind of like just funneling people down through your bio, and it really helps too. And another one I learned from I think Callaway, he told people that put the videos that you want people to see, pin them at the top, and those, because like these videos are old. But they're still every day. I'm looking at my list. Where are these followers coming from? They're still bringing in followers. I'm like, okay, cool.
I love it, man. I love it. All right, Deuce. Well, this has been awesome, man. Everyone, follow Deuce if you want more content from a creative lens, which that's a really cool angle. Very unique compared to the other people. Like, what I love about this angle is that it's less about strategy and more about creativity. So I think if you guys are ever feeling like, hey, I'm kind of feeling burnt out with strategy, I want to be more creative, definitely give Deuce a follow. He'll point you in the right direction. So, Deuce, it's been a pleasure, man. Feel free to hop on as many times as you want. I'd love to hear how things go for you.
Oh yeah, man. Thank you for taking your time out, man. It's been a pleasure, man.
Of course, man. All right, we'll stay in touch, Deuce.
Yes, sir.
All right. Bye. All right, chat. That was Deuce. I'm going to bring in Dana now. Deuce was incredible. What a great session. I wish I could tell you that was scripted, but actually maybe it's better that I tell you it's not scripted, because it wasn't. So here we go. Okay, sending you link now. All right. We're going to create a new Google Meet for Dana, and then I'm going to profusely apologize for being late again. There we go. All right, chat. Let's wait for Dana's appearance. While we wait, let's go clean routine.health. And we'll give some context too when she joins in on the experiment we gave her. Of course, Deuce. Pleasure, man. All right, Dana's joining. There we go. We have Dana.
Hi, Sean.
Dana, I was just telling the chat, as soon as she joins, I'm going to profusely apologize. So I'm going to start by profusely apologizing for being a little bit late.
No, that's okay.
We had a great session with Deuce that just went a little bit over, but I'm glad that you have some time here.
Yeah, sorry I missed it. If it was
no. Totally fine. Dana, do you want to give some context for the chat just on, because you've been in here, I think our last conversation was maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe a little bit longer. So let's get chat up to speed. What happened last time? And feel free to say what you've learned since then.
Sure. So this account is one that I've had for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years now. It went viral. I had a few things go viral back in 2023. And so most of my followers came from those handful of B-reel, B-roll, sorry, B-roll, like 7 to 12 second.
Yes.
Um,
Like the static. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
And they didn't have my face. And so I'm kind of switching niches now and have been struggling a little bit to build up the momentum again. I basically had taken a year off, tried to post last summer some more, didn't really accomplish that much, revisiting it again, this time with a much different focus. And last time we were sort of talking about utilizing those viral posts and trying to use them as a sort of a launch pad to figure out messaging.
Yep.
And so I think I posted 9 or 10 trial reels. I guess I did maybe 9 trial reels, and then I posted that the best one I took from the trial reels and added a few things and posted it to my feed.
Okay.
So that was a really interesting experiment, and I don't know if it's just like language. I don't know if it's music. I don't know if it's motion, but I basically did 3 different B-roll videos, and then I did different text and I did different music for most of them. So
beautiful.
That's where we're at.
Amazing. Chat, let me give some context real quick, and then Dana, I'll ask you some questions. So this is the video that Dana's talking about here. So last time that we were taking a look at her page, she had a couple of videos that popped off, and this was in the should we call it the fitness space? I mean, this is kind of what it was, I guess,
Yeah,
like the nutrition space.
Like women's health,
okay.
Nutrition. Yeah.
So this was, and this was also in 2024, chat. So we were taking a look at her old posts. This was in more like the nutrition, but still adjacent to women's health, which is where she's at in today's day and age. She's in women's health, but more of a clothing angle versus this was women's health, but for nutrition. And so we took a look at some of her videos that have really, done well in terms of, I guess, engagement. And what Dana asked primarily when we last talked was, the basic question was like, I've switched niches, however you guys say it. How do I, continue to grow my page? I feel like since I've switched niches, my engagement has gone down, and I don't know how to, regain the momentum. Plus, coupling that with a lot of Dana's time away from social media, is just kind of hard to get back into the rhythm. Hard to have a good comeback, basically. And so the experiment we gave on the last live was, let's have you take some of these viral videos, like this one here, and I said, let's look at the wording that you used here, and let's make a B-roll reel, but for your appropriate niche now, and try to match some of the words that you had here, just like the structure of it, since this tended to do well. And now, Dana, let's take a look at your page here and just see what happened. Do you have multiple of those B-roll reels on the page here for us to look at?
No, so I only posted, I took the best one and made it into put it on the feed. The rest of them I just left in trial reels.
Fantastic. Okay, so this is where we are at from the experiment. So Dana, let's get really specific for a second. How many trial reels did you post in order to get this winner here?
Okay, I'm gonna take a look here. I think it was 9.
Okay.
Let's see. I did.
Oh, chat. Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I did 9.
Okay. So again, just to reiterate, we said let's try taking your B-roll reel from the old niche, and let's try to take some of the elements from it and apply it to this new niche. And this was, chat, just so you guys are aware, this is just so that we can figure out the messaging. What I mean by that tactically is, if we can figure out what is getting more views than others, for example, this video here has 10 times more views than the previous ones, then this is a signal for us that maybe there are things here that we can talk about in other pieces of content. And so this one did 10 times better. And she said, I wish I had known, which also, Dana, I love that this one did well for you because this is also aligned with another thing that you mentioned in our previous experiment, which is that you also want to be seen as someone who is documenting the journey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm glad that this one did well for you because it has that frame. Did all of them have a similar frame? Like I wish I had known?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Okay.
Yeah, they all started that way. But the range was crazy. Like, I think the lowest view was 161.
Yep. Makes sense.
And then the best one on my trial reels went up to just over 2,000.
Okay.
And then I made an edit to that. And that's the one that's on the page.
Which is this one, the 2,700.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you say you made an edit to the trial reel, do you mean like you posted this from scratch?
Yeah, I posted it from scratch and I added a line at the end
Okay.
that said, which is why I'm building a toxin-free activewear
Nice.
brand from scratch.
Very good.
Mhm.
Okay. What's up, Rochelle? Thanks for joining again. We're back with Dana, who was on one of our previous experiments here, and now we're reviewing the results from her experiment as well as trying to figure out a path forward here. So, okay. So, and to clarify, when I say from scratch, Dana, I mean you had a video get just over 2,000 views on trial reels, but you didn't just click share to everyone from trial reels. You took the same video and then posted it, and it started off with 0 views on the main feed, right?
That's right. Yeah, I
Fantastic. Okay.
totally re-upload of it.
Okay, fantastic. So that's even better that you told me that because now we've basically validated something with this message is working on 2 separate occasions. So to non-followers and to your followers, which is great. So did that experiment that you just described, did that happen with this one as well?
No, that one was like, I needed to get a post up and I had been mulling over this like microplastics idea. And I have been thinking like, this is totally unhinged.
Yeah. That
I will sometimes cut open the like tea bags and put them in a strainer because of the microplastics. It's like an unhinged thing to do. And I was like, I'm just gonna put that up. I think I just needed, it was one of those days where I didn't have a lot of time and my creativity was low. And I was actually really surprised at how well it did.
I love it. Okay, so chat. This is good because we're getting good signals from this experiment. That's why I always call these experiments so we can learn from it. So the hypothesis that I had was that if Dana does this, we will be able to figure out the messaging. What topics inside the message do people resonate with? This message resonated with not only the trial reel audience, which is non-followers, but also her followers. And in this video, the message talks about getting rid of microplastics. This is one of the key words, microplastics. And she made another video about microplastics and it did well again. And she said that she is surprised by the engagement. So immediately I'm like picking up these signals that, okay, microplastics seems to be a word and topic that your audience, as well as maybe non-followers, resonate with. So immediately I'm writing that down somewhere like on my notes of like, okay, maybe I can make more content about microplastics since this has worked on 3 separate occasions. The trial reels, your main feed, and this, but let's keep looking at this too. So you said, I wish I had known sooner that even after getting rid of microplastics at home, artificial fragrances, ditching dairy, with all, and also chat. The other reason why I gave Dana this experiment specifically is because this B-roll reel has so much text, which in my head gives us a ton of ideas to post about. So like if I were Dana, the first thing I would think about is how can I make a video about microplastics, which she's done. Have you made a video about artificial fragrances, Dana?
No.
Okay, so this
not
is
in a long time at least.
This is a video idea that we could see because all we're doing is we're just testing what parts of this message did people like the most. That's like, this is kind of like experiment V2. This is why I gave you the V1 of this experiment, is so now like we can look at the data and see, okay, how do we, let me maybe phrase this a little bit simpler. I personally, part of the reason why I always use this word experiment is because I view content as a blend between art and science. You can be very creative, but there's also a lot of data and experimentation that you can do to figure out what works, to do more of the strategy and help grow the page. In this case, and what I've learned about doing good experiments is that, and by the way, chat, like I am by no means an expert scientist. Science was always my worst class in school. But I do really love the concept of science. What I know about good science experiments is that if you have, let's say, two situations, right? You have, like when I was doing science experiments when I was young, during some of like my elementary school years, we would do growing a plant inside the home and growing a plant outside the home. With these two situations here, what can we deduce? Is this plant going to grow faster outside the home, or is it going to grow faster inside the home, or whatever the outcome we're looking for is? And the best way that we were able to experiment and figure out what works and what doesn't is by only changing one variable. Okay, so chat, hear me out, because I'm going to go on like a long. Well, I'll try not to be long, but this might sound like I'm going on a tangent, but this is gonna loop back around here. What I learned from my time in science is that by changing just one variable, it gives me a better idea of what works and what doesn't. So in the example of the two plants, if my goal is to see which plant is going to grow faster, I don't want to change the pot. I don't want to change how I water the plants. I don't want to change, a whole bunch of things in terms of like the food that I give the plants. I only want to change one thing so I could determine if that one thing is going to help contribute to it growing faster. And so that one thing when I was in science was indoor versus outdoor, and I kept everything else the same. Now, how does that relate to content and with this? The idea here is if we can take these keywords, because this reel is literally just flooded with keywords, right? And we make a video on each of these. My assumption is that we will be able to better, I don't want to use the word deduce because it makes me sound smart, but we'll be able to better understand what parts of this reel that people resonated with. It seems clear that microplastics is something that people resonated with, but I wonder if we made a video about artificial fragrances, if that video does 10 times better than your average, then maybe that's also something people care about. If we make a couple videos about this and they all flop, then maybe that wasn't part of the reason why this did well. If we make a video about dairy and gluten and ditching it, and that does well, then maybe your audience cares about this too, right? If we make a video about now I'm no longer sweating in Lululemon leggings, if we make a video about that, sweating in Lululemon leggings, and that does well, then we can determine, okay, from this reel, maybe people like this as well, and so on and so forth. So does that, first off, chat and Dana, does that make sense of like where I'm going?
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Okay. That was why I gave you this experiment. It already seems like the microplastics is working. So we can keep that in our back pocket. And I know like you were talking to me over DMs about like, okay, how can we, really hit the gas on this to get the follower growth? So I'll get to that in a second. So we can have microplastics as a topic that you talk about. Let's try all of these keywords, basically. Try making a video about artificial fragrances. Try making and let me be more specific, because I don't know if it's beneficial to just try with one video. There's so many different variables. If you maybe set an experiment for yourself to try 3 to 5. I'm kind of leaning towards 5. I just don't want it to sound overwhelming for you. But try 3 to 5 videos per phrase here, just so we could determine, like, if you post 5 videos about artificial fragrances and they all flop, okay, let's go to the next line basically and see, do people like, okay, maybe people don't really want the artificial fragrances on my page. What about dairy and gluten? Can we try 5 posts on the trial reels about dairy and gluten, ditching dairy and gluten specifically? And if those perform well, okay, people like that. Okay, let's do that. And then same thing, 5 videos about the Lululemon leggings. And then this one too, managing my PCOS. Like, this is the beauty of this reel, is that this all of your content ideas, in my opinion, or if I were on your page, I would start from this reel and just go down the sentences and see, okay, which of these do people really resonate with? Like I said, you've determined microplastics is one. So how can we make more videos about microplastics and ideally have that tie into what you're going or where you're going? That'll be maybe our second thing that we talk about here. But first, this is what I would do. But let me look at what you've been doing so far since then.
Yeah, I have to say my talking head reels for the most part do really poorly.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And totally fine. Talking heads, I mean, they're tough, no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
But I also try to limit my B-roll because, I mean, I know it's good for reach, but I don't find it to be that, it's good for reach, but it's not doing much more than that for me.
Okay, I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna get really in the weeds here, if that's okay.
Please.
All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna write all this down on a doc for you, and this is an experiment, chat. I'm feeling pretty confident in this one, just based on some of the results so far. But I want to set the specific expectations, the steps involved, everything in between. Okay, because I know from what you and I have talked about off the stream, Dana, I can understand the frustration. I can understand it's tough posting for a long time and doesn't seem like anything's clicking. So let me really bust out all of my chops here if I can.
Okay,
so,
great. I'm ready.
All right, let me share my screen. And chat, if I start going, I'm about to go a little bit I'll say, I guess, the nerd in me wants to use the analogy of Super Saiyan, but I'll just say I'm going to get a little bit in the weeds, since that seems to be a familiar phrase. I'm going to get really in depth for a second. So if you need to pull me back out and say, Sean, I don't understand what you're doing, or just tell me I'm dumb, please let me know. All right. Dana, this below is just a concept. I'm just putting on everyone's doc so that people can reference this. The 7 levels of content. I'll just bring it all the way down for a second. We won't talk about that yet. Actually, I'll talk about it briefly, just the first 2. Basically, the first step in my content journey was how can I make content consistently, which you've been able to do. You said you've been posting content pretty much every day for 12 weeks, right, Dana?
Yeah, it's my 13th week.
Okay, 13th week, perfect. In that case, we need to get to level 2, which is what I did. How can we make better content? And we do that, I call it by being a thief. That doesn't mean just by stealing other people's. It also means looking at what's working on our page and then, stealing some of the elements from there. So let's go through it very tactically. This is exactly what I did on my page. So first...
And what's funny is I have tried to steal stuff from my better performing content, and then I do it again and it flops. So obviously I'm not stealing the right things from my better performing content. I'm
gonna walk through all this. So and first off, do you have any examples to share about when you try to steal?
Yeah. So I think it's one of my pinned posts, or it's up towards the top. I moved things around. It's I'm holding. Where did it go? If you scroll down. I guess this is based off of it's from the end of June, and I'm basically holding up a tank top, and I say I stupidly assumed this cotton tank was cotton.
Oh, that one. Yes.
And then I try. Here's another one. I stupidly assumed Lululemon was worth a price tag. I did it another few times. Okay. Didn't work, and I actually lost followers.
Okay. Totally fine, by the way.
Yeah.
I know it sucks to that happens, but just know we all that's not unique to you. We all lose followers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And the one right next to it with the cookies, where I make. I basically do it's a voiceover.
Yep, it's got 2,000 views. Nice.
Yeah, and I got not a ton of followers, but the most followers that I've gotten, and I got almost 20 saves on that one, which is a lot for me.
Yep.
Anyway, I've tried to redo that a few times, and I just never performed as well.
When you've tried to redo it, how have you redone it? Same.
So if you go,
same idea.
Yeah. If you scroll up to the popsicle one that I'm holding, it's down one more. on the far left.
Oh, this one right here.
There we go. Yeah. I mean, it's almost identical,
Nice. Okay.
and it did not do as well.
Got it. Okay. Understood.
Yeah.
All right. So, first things first, let me move this over to my other screen. I'm going to write down everything that I was just talking about previously because I know I was going on a crazy tangent. So, videos to test. And I'm going to get very specific on how to test this.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to write down the topics and I'll go through how to do this. So based on this video here, you have 3 to 5 videos about getting rid of microplastics or just microplastics in general. I'll just say let's just say microplastics, just to give you a little bit more creative freedom. Maybe I'll do a slash, just so you know, whatever. Okay, so 3 to 5 videos there. I'll say 3 to 5 videos about artificial fragrances. And then let me just copy this. Go this down, this down, this down. So we're going to do ditching, dairy and gluten. Okay. And you could even, if you wanted to, I know this is going to sound like a lot of videos to test, but like, just hear me out. I'm just going to write all my thoughts and you can take it or leave it, okay? You could even, if you wanted to, separate this into like ditching dairy. 3 to 5 videos about ditching gluten, if you wanted to. And again, I know that these topics that I'm putting down here, there's not like a clear bridge to synthetic clothing, which what you're trying to do. So I'm recognizing that. I'm going to get to this. Right now, we're in the brainstorming here. Okay. 3 to 5 videos about ditching gluten, 3 to 5 videos about ditching dairy. I was missing the piece around synthetic clothing. Let's do, I don't even know what synthetic clothing is. Sorry, Chad, I'm an idiot. What exactly is synthetic clothing, Dana?
It's pretty much like your performance wear, like anything that's like Nike, pretty much anything you'd find at like in the workout section is usually synthetic. It means it's not basically it's not biodegradable. So like yeah. It's made out of nylon or polyester. It's not your cotton, your wool, your linen.
And maybe I should just delete this. I'll just say whatever. Just because I know there's a lot. Okay.
Yeah, no.
All right. I don't want you to think like I'm giving you 100 videos to try. So
no, that's okay. It'll take me time, but that's okay.
Lululemon, 3 to 5, and some of these you've already done. Like you've already done some about Lululemon, you've done some about PCOS. So I'm gonna get to how we can think about this.
Yeah,
managing PCOS,
and that's what my page was originally about. So I'd say
this right here.
So I'd say that we'll probably do better.
Definitely,
maybe.
I was gonna say definitely have this be a first focus then. So maybe I should highlight this real quick in yellow. All right, beautiful. Okay, so definitely do that one first then if that's what your page is about. Fantastic. And then finally feeling myself again, which is why I'm building about toxin-free clothing. Okay. All right, so these are all I've done so far, chat, is I've just taken the sentences from our B-roll reel and I'm just writing it down as like, okay, these are some videos to experiment with. But now the question is, how do I make the videos? Because Dana has tried to make some of these, make videos on these topics. For example, Dana, am I sharing my screen on your end or no? Oh, I am. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've made, let's see, you've made a video about PCOS. I saw it here right after. Okay, this one didn't really do well. This one's about low tox brands. So that was on the list, I think. Toxic free clothing.
Yep.
You did one about low plastic. Can I build this? Okay. Posted on every day for 12 weeks. Can I build 4A? All right.
Yep.
So I'm going to give you some like feedback first, and then I'm going to tell you exactly how I would do it. First things first, something to think about is I through talking to you, I know what 4A is, but just remember, like, the majority of the audience doesn't know what this is.
Yeah.
Same thing like with like, I don't really know low plastic activewear brand. Just know, like, this is a good learning lesson that I've learned in chat, a good experiment for you guys to try as well. This is from what I've learned. What's up, Arya? Thanks for joining. One thing that I've learned throughout my content journey is that there are a lot of things that I assume to be common knowledge that are not. Same thing with you. There's a lot of things that Dana knows because she's an expert in this active or the clothing space. Or at least she's, very experienced in this clothing space that I have no idea. Like, I don't even really understand. I was telling Dana, and this could be because I'm an idiot, but if I'm an idiot, there might be other people that are idiots too. Sorry.
It's a very niche topic for sure.
But I was telling Dana via DMs that, like, I don't even really understand the full concept of microplastics. I understand what they are, of course, but, like, I don't understand how they affect me day to day with clothing and blah, 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 right? And again, I mean, that could just be me being an idiot, but I'm willing to bet there are other people like that. And so one really good exercise that I've done for myself that also applies to everyone here is, whatever you're making a video, try to think, is this something that like a general population will understand? Like, I don't know what low tox brands means.
Mm-hmm.
Or like PCOS. I mean, I do, thankfully. I'm in a household. I have a sister and mother, and I have a girlfriend, so I understand, like, these terms, but there are many other people who might not. Now, in Dana's case, I kind of take it back a little bit, because I think you're trying to attract majority women, right?
Yeah, like, I don't need the, like, whatever total addressable market to be everything.
Okay.
Because I also think, like, if this is really to funnel interest in building this activewear brand, it is going to be kind of a niche group. And I did, like, a customer discovery survey with people I know. And it seems like the people who are interested in the artificial fragrances, whatever, they've already had some kind of, like, quote unquote health event. So, like, fertility issues or PCOS or, some other kind of, like, very specific kind of, like, female hormonal experience.
Okay.
So that is helpful, that the people who are interested in this, like, tend to have a little bit more knowledge about it already.
Beautiful. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in this case, since you have, like, okay, we want to target majority women. I think PCOS and fertility, that's good. It's good signals to, you're being specific for who you want, but also just recognize too that there are, I'd be willing to bet that there are a lot of women out there that might not fully understand the concepts of low tox brands, for example.
Totally.
They might be very interested in that, like, once they learn from you,
mm-hmm.
but part of the job that you have with your content ideally is, to teach them, why are low tox brands a thing? Why are they good? Why are they bad?
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
So same thing, like with this right here with Foray.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be as I get into the weeds here, because I'm going to give you the step-by-steps that I did.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first suggestions I have is to change the format. And green screens are like my bread and butter. So I can give you some very specifics on how I do green screens.
Yeah.
One thing that will help is, for example, with this one, all the micro decisions I made this week building Foray. Again, like, chat doesn't know what Foray is. I love that you're documenting this, though. So, like, don't take any of this feedback to mean that this is criticism. I'm just, like, just telling you what I've learned, because I made this mistake for literal years. I don't say that figuratively. I made this 4 years. If you guys look at my page, there are my first, like, I know I archived a lot of them, but I have probably 100 posts where I was speaking very specifically to one core group, which is what I wanted. I was like, I just want this very niche audience of people at the time. The only problem with that is, because I was speaking so specifically, my videos, just like how you're experiencing, never really went anywhere. And so, it's a double-edged sword. So Foray is a good example of, like, how can we change this into all the micro decisions I made this week building Foray, into all the micro decisions I made this week building my clothing startup. But then the second thing is, how do we make every piece of content valuable for the viewer as well?
Yeah.
Why would the viewer here want to know all the micro decisions you made? Is there a lesson that can be learned here? And if so, like for example, walk me through this video, and then I'll walk you through my steps for how we can choose.
And I will say, like, that isn't usually, I mean, sometimes my hooks are a little bit different, but I want on my page to have like a blurb about, what the video is about in case somebody's scrolling through.
Sure.
So the text on screen may not be the exact hook, although it's usually like thematically very similar.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Fantastic. Yeah. Building a brand. Perfect. Yeah, this is way better. Okay, cool. Fantastic.
Yeah. And so I try to keep, I've been, through a lot of the work that you're doing, I've also been trying to study hooks. I'm clearly not very good at them yet, but, but I've been trying to make it more specific in some ways, and like not as specific to my own
beautiful
interests and like what I'm trying to do in other ways.
Beautiful.
And then, this video was about, basically, I'm trying to take, I've looked at the people who are, quote unquote, building in public. And part of what they do really well is they share the decisions that they're making on the business side with their audience, so that the audience can feel like they've participated. And so I wanted to share, like, I made some decisions about like things you never think about. Like when you're buying clothing, like a hang tag, like where it has the, where it has the barcode and the tag that says how you take care of your clothing. I mean, it's, things that you never think about. And it's like, I'm making these decisions about how they look.
Beautiful.
So I wanted to bring, whoever cares, which, very few, mostly it's just people I personally know.
Sure.
But I wanted to take people through those decisions in case they were interested. And honestly, I'm not sure people were interested.
That's fine. I mean, this is, again, chat. I always use this word experiment because these are experiments. We're testing ideas and seeing what works and what doesn't. When you mentioned this, Dana, you're seeing people building in public. Do you have some creators in mind when you mentioned?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Yeah. There's one woman called Butter Girl.
Love that name. That's great.
Yeah, she's building a butter brand, and she starts every video with, "I'm building a butter brand."
I love that. So cool.
I think the I don't also want to make it like generational splits, but like, all these, the women who I'm looking at they're Gen Z, they're in New York. I am not like in a similar life stage. So I'm trying to take what's relevant and like apply it to my life. But like, she's awesome and she's done really well for herself.
Is there a specific piece of content that when you're doing like the micro decisions, building a brand is a week of micro decisions, is there a video that she does those kind of like weekly documentaries there?
Actually, there's a different woman who I sort of modeled that off of. Her handle is Couch Woman.
Oh man, great usernames. Okay.
Yeah, Couch Woman, and she's there she is. She's building this yogurt company with her best friend in New York City.
Okay.
And I don't know. I think she had a video, and I can't remember where it was, but she was like, here are all the micro decisions I'm making. And she's a little bit more business focused versus Butter Girl is like, here are the cakes that I made in addition to this butter. But her name's Kiki. She's doing a lot of like really just focused on the brand that she's building.
Love it. Okay. All right. I don't know if I'll be able to find the micro decisions.
Yeah, it's probably
that's fine.
There. Yeah.
Let me go. I'm gonna get into the weeds with my doc here, and then we'll go back to this. Okay. So we have, again, these were just from your video, right? And this is this is verbatim what I did with why I created this whole like 7 levels of content, because I started off just making content. A lot of it flopped. Then I need to figure out how do I make better content. I can do that by either finding videos from me and then trying to recreate it. And again, I'm going to go into how to do that, or finding from someone else and then putting my own spin on it. I did both until one video did really well and I made it again and it did well. And so we're going to go through that same exercise just to show you, and maybe it might work as well. So
Awesome.
Okay. So we have these again. These are all videos that you could test based on this is basically you stealing from yourself. You're seeing sentences from a B-roll reel that might, they might hit with your audience again. And so how are we going to recreate this? Well, I don't know actually how we should format this. I did not go to school for Google Doc formatting, so bear with me. But let's do how to recreate these videos. Okay, so we're going to start with this one, right? The ones about managing PCOS.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to your page. Clean, routine, I like that. All right. So one thing that we've noticed right away is that these talking videos, this is also the part of experimenting, chat. Like, what can we learn from this? Not only can we learn what videos are doing well, but we can also learn what isn't doing well. And it seems to be like these videos where you're talking right to the camera. Now that obviously I'm not saying like yapping or whatever. Like, of course, there are a lot of creators that do it. But what I do believe is that there are more elements to it than just talking to the camera, right? That is involved with yapping. And so we see, okay, first off, we're noticing that the talking videos aren't really doing as well. Okay. Now, I noticed you did one green screen video, which I wanted to circle back on because I think we could give this one, even though this one didn't do like extraordinarily well, I think we can give this one another try because, and I'm going to get into it right now. We're going to try a different format. Okay? So we're going to take the topic. We're going to try a different format as well. And I'm going to say, let's try green screen, and here's how we're going to do it. As the visual style or whatever, however you want to think about it. Now, first off, right off the bat, if you wanted to be a true scientist, like I was saying previously, and this is if you're willing to do this is going to be a little bit more painful. If you're willing to do this, if you want to be a true scientist and see like, are any of these topics the reason why my B-roll reel did well, then what I would recommend doing is just talking about these in the same format as these talking head ones, just so you can rule out, is it the topic, is it the format, those kind of things, whatever. Is something you could do. It is, again, it's a little bit more painful, so I'm going to give you the shortcut that we could try. You take with it as you will. So I'm going to say, let's try green screen as the visual style. And what we're going to do here is, you said managing PCOS. Let's see here. What we're going to do to make better content, chat. In order for me to make better content, what I started to do after posting was I started to study. And so I'm going to walk you through my studying process here. So we know we want to make a video on managing PCOS. So we're just going to type this in on Instagram. And now we're going to look. What are we going to do here? We're not going to copy. We're not going to take any hooks or anything. We're going to study how are these people making content and what are the words that they're saying? How long are the videos? Like, I'm taking notes on all of this stuff. So I'm going to do a scan of PCOS and see what are some things that people are doing and see how we can do something similar with our own twist. Okay, so I'm going to look at this. Is this a B-roll reel? Yes. Okay, it's a skit. Okay. B-roll. Okay.
Do take inositol if you have PCOS and you haven't had a period in years. Don't expect birth.
So do's and don'ts. Okay, this is interesting.
I don't know why.
And I think one thing that I started to feel like was really tough with the PCOS is like it does require a medical diagnosis. I don't have, like, I have a business background. I don't have a medical background. And so I wanted to be really delicate about, like, this is what worked for me, this to solve all your problems. Because, like, somebody has a lot of issues, like, they do need a doctor.
Good note. Okay.
Yeah.
You have PCOS and haven't been told to heal insulin resistance. So you need to know, because insulin resistance is responsible for the majority of...
All right, so this is talking and chat. We're not looking at the copywriting is short, easily understandable. Yeah, no, that's the first thing that I'm looking at, or I'm noticing too. But let's keep looking. We're not gonna look at the scripts. We're not gonna steal any of the value from this. I just want to see what people are talking about. This says birth control when you have PCOS, fruits you shouldn't eat. Well, we don't want to make a video about fruits because that doesn't have anything to do with your low tox brand. So PCOS supplements not to take. Nope. How to reverse PCOS. This, as I'm just looking, this lady, she used the exact same structure. Like she used reversing PCOS. Same idea as this. Where did she go? This one. This one. Okay, so they're both talking about reversing PCOS. So I'm just, chat, this is how I'm studying. I'm saying, okay, 2 videos are talking about reversing PCOS. Okay, so all I'm doing is just writing notes down. So I'm just going to put it on the page. Hold on. 2 videos so far about reversing PCOS. We're not looking at hooks or scripts or anything. I'm just seeing what are some patterns that I'm recognizing from this topic. Truth about PCOS, doctors don't tell you. Probably don't want to make that video because we're not experts, right? So, I mean, you could do the truth about or what I learned about PCOS that doctors didn't tell me. That's something, possibly.
Yeah.
So, hold on. We'll just put that down. What I learned about PCOS that doctors didn't tell me. There you go. Now that's you talking about what you learned that doctors didn't tell you. That's keeping an expert frame, possibly. Now, what we're not going to do, again, chat, I have to keep using this disclaimer because I know how like polarizing or sensitive this topic is. We're not going to watch this video at all. Like, at all. When I was first, and mind you, like when I was first trying to make better content, I did, and I was like looking at hooks and stuff and really getting hyper focused on that, which is important. But I also don't want to set the wrong message to you guys that like you need to steal hooks because like I know that is, I know it can kill a lot of the creative freedom here. So what I'm looking at more importantly is like, what are the topics? What are the things that people are talking about? This one's about truth about PCOS that doctors don't tell me. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Ranking supplements, how to treat PCOS.
If I was...
Let me go back to this one too. Where was I really liked this one. How many followers? She has 100,000 followers. Okay. What I really want to find is a little bit of a smaller creator. Like this. Here we go. And this is in May. But she's ranking supplements for PCOS. I bet you if you did this video, it would probably do well. Is this aligned with your brand? So these are the criteria here. When I'm like looking at content and I'm trying to think of ideas, it's like, okay, is this one that I can frame in my own voice because we're not experts? Is this also a topic that I actually have experience in, that I'm interested in? And lastly, is this a topic that is aligned with my brand mission, which I don't think supplements and PCOS probably are with clothing. What you could do if you wanted to, and this is how you, again, chat, like this is how I remix stuff when I was doing this, is you could test like ranking clothing for PCOS because that's more aligned with your brand, right? That's how you remix. We're not going to look at the hooks or anything, but like, we're just taking the text and we're like, okay, how can I make this something? So maybe ranking clothing for PCOS. And we're going to get to the green screen stuff in a second. So just bear with me. So I'm just seeing what's out there, seeing what I might be able to do, and then we're going to come back to your page. And then we're going to figure this out. This is how this is how I believe studying content should work. So I'll walk you through it. All right, what else? How many followers does this lady have? Too many followers. I'm just going to skip it.
Yeah, she's got a lot.
She has a lot. I'm going to skip it.
Yeah.
But I'm also, as I'm scrolling, I'm going to see if there's any patterns. Women with belly fat. And chat, I have to keep giving disclaimers. I know I do this a lot. You guys don't have to research like madmen, but this is what I did to make better content, is to see what is working, or what are other people posting, what can I learn from it, and how can I adopt it into my content. So take with that how you want, basically. All right. This is PCOS. This is PCOS. This is PCOS. I don't think that would really align with your brand.
No.
I don't know what this is.
It's a supplement.
Supplement to lose 30 pounds. That's not aligned with you. But hold on. 10 things I did. 120,000. If your wife has PTOS, don't tell her this. PCOS. Can you reverse? Again, reverse. So this 3 times has appeared in the feed, reversing. To me, that tells me like this idea of reversing PCOS could be good. I don't know how we can tie that into clothing just yet, but we'll cook on that for a second.
Yeah.
And now we have another one. PCOS is reversible. So again, these are 4 pieces of content talking about reversing PCOS. So immediately I'm like, okay, interesting. You never lose weight. Nope. Never lose weight. 10 habits. Wait, don't tell you about food. Tea recommendations. Nope. No, it's from 2024. This is PCOS. This is PCOS. Every woman with PCOS should know this. Nope, that isn't aligned with our brand. Daily habits to lose weight. Nope. Okay. So we have 2, which I think this is fine for now. Let me just see if there's anything else I'm missing. Reverse again. So reversing seems to be good. If I had PMOS, I'd do this instead.
They renamed it.
Okay. Creatine and PCOS. Managing PCOS. How I did it. Possibly. How many? Okay, 20,000. Yeah. We could try that. Let's try that. Hold on. How I manage or managed PCOS. Possibly. Because then you can turn it into clothing, and let me see if there's anything else. POV, you found the cure? Nope. Doctors immediately give you. No one tells you how do I heal. PCOS fat loss. How to actually reverse. Okay, so clearly reverse seems to be it. I think those 3 are good enough. I don't want to influence any of you guys to think that you need to spend hours researching, even though I do on these lives because I like this sort of thing. I also recognize that people don't like to do this stuff. So we're just going to start with 3. So we have 3 ideas that we found just from looking for, how long was that chat? Maybe 10 minutes? So now we looked at content online. Now let's go back to your page and see how can we blend some of these ideas that we found with some of the content that's worked on your page and see if we can cook. All right. So let's go clean, routine. And let's see here. Best thing I did for PCOS. Cool. Let's see. Let me just scroll and see unhinged things I'm doing to avoid microplastics. Is there something that we could do about unhinged things that I did to manage PCOS? Is there an idea there?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like not eating any gluten or dairy, like
there you go.
That's pretty unhinged.
So there we go. So now we took this idea. Hopefully this is making sense, chat. I know I'm going on a tangent. We took managing PCOS from other content. We saw that was working, and I attached unhinged things based on Dana's. And now we're going to experiment. I'm not saying this is going to do incredibly well, but this is a good way for us to make better content. That's how I do it. So, okay. So we have this. What else have the people been telling us? I wish I had known sooner. That you said that all of your reels did that. Were there multiple reels that had more than 1,000 views with I wish I had known sooner?
From the trial reels?
Yes.
Yes, let me double check here. Let's see. There was one that had 1,500. And then there was one that had, no, that was it. 1,500, okay. And then there was the 2,100. So the 1,500 one is almost identical, actually, to the one that went, that I ended up posting.
This is good too. With 30 seconds on this tag, I can make a clothing purchasing decision. Nice. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then we have I stupidly assumed, which you tried to do a couple times.
Yeah, people don't like it.
Not me and Claude putting together. Okay. All right. And then making Emily cookies took me from PCOS to building Foray. Okay.
Mhm.
This
That
one.
one. Yeah.
Let's try to redo this one. And
I would have told you
okay, you didn't have a text hook. Perfect. Okay.
you were out of your mind if you had told me a year ago that making Emily DiDonato's cookies
Now,
would lead me
one
here.
thing that
Okay.
so yesterday I posted a similar video again
Uh-huh.
because I put it on trial reels because I wanted to see if I did a text intro, like a text hook, if that would make a difference, because Emily DiDonato she's like in the like, millennial women. She's
Yes.
a pretty well-known
Yes.
like influencer and
Yes.
model. And
This is a really good segue into what I was going to say. But continue.
yes, he had a lot. I think that's the reason why so many people saved it.
Yep.
Was because it's her. Like
Yes.
not everyone knows her, but the people that do know her, like she's got quite a few followers. She's got hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of followers.
Yes.
So I should have put them in trial reels first, but I posted one to my feed and it got 260 views yesterday. But I put them on trial reels with text hooks, and one of them I just said how my PCOS diagnosis led me to start a brand, and that one actually got better engagement, and I got a follower from that one.
Beautiful.
But it has 631 views,
Nice.
and then I put this Ina Garden inspired salad led me to start a business. And if you know Ina Garden, she's like a very well-known chef. That got 915 views.
Perfect.
But has worse engagement.
Totally fine. This is why. So this is going to be to my second point. So I'm realizing now I've given you a lot of experiments. I'm gonna make this very concise moving forward here. So I'll be able to give you some tactics here. But this is why I was saying, okay, let's try green screen. I also see that the voiceover has worked well on your page. This one.
Yeah.
And you're clearly really well at it, or really good at it rather. So that's why I'm saying, okay, we're going to do 3 to 5 videos about managing PCOS. We're going to try these 2 as formats.
Mm-hmm.
So let's call it, let's just make this very clear for you. Let's do 4 videos.
Mm-hmm.
If you need more, that's great. But let's try 4 videos and do 2 as voiceovers if you want. Let's try 2 as voiceover. And let's try 2 as green screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry,
Bless
Kat.
you.
Thank you. Okay. Now, again, I do have to mention, going back to my scientist thing at the very beginning, we're adding more variables here, but it's fine. I want to give you how I'm thinking about this, just so I'm hoping that this will give you a quick win. If we really wanted to be scientific, then we would just keep everything else the same except for the topic. So do the same yapping and stuff. I just know that if you do that, like if you really want to use this as an experiment and keep everything the same except for the topic you talk about, it might be a little painful for you.
Okay.
Like you might have a lot of videos, or you could have videos that flop. So if you're willing to endure that, that would be
They're already flopping, so it's not going to be that different.
cool. So okay. You could do some, so I'll just say optional. Make these 4 as yaps, how you already are. That way you can clearly determine, like, is it this topic that people are resonating with versus the formats.
Yeah.
Okay, so keep that there. Now, second option, and these, by the way, like these 2 formats and stuff can be the same videos. I know this looks like a lot of stuff, but hopefully what I'm about to say will help. So second option is you could try these 2 formats. So try 2 as voiceover for whatever these topics are, which I think we've already determined before. What I learned about PCOS, ranking clothing for PCOS, how I manage PCOS, unhinged things I did to manage PCOS. Actually, I think I would do these 4 if that's good with you.
Yeah.
So, okay. And I'll let you format this however you want, because I
Yeah,
don't want to waste too much time. But here are your topics to talk about. Everyone's clear when I say topics, right? I'm just saying like these are what the videos are going to be about. When I say like Dana, make 4 videos about managing PCOS, she's going to say like, okay, well what should they be about? This is what it is. Like make 1 video about what you learned, 1 video where you're ranking clothing, 1 video about unhinged things, 1 video about I wish I had known this sooner. Okay.
Yeah.
Now with examples here from Instagram videos, I would watch these before you make them so you can understand how they say things. For example, this ranking clothing one,
Yeah.
very simple sentences, I can almost guarantee. Like it's not going to be a long drawn out script. It's just going to be like in a sidle 2 in a, I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it, but you know, like she's going to say things very simply. So watch that beforehand. Okay. All right. So we have 4 videos about managing PCOS here. I said the voiceover and green screen. Why did I say green screen even though it didn't work for you in terms of engagement when you did it one time? It's because of what you just said. And what I've done this test on my page. I've found that green screens have worked historically way better for me than yapping most of the time, because if I'm talking about something like, what's her name? Emily
DiDonato. DID.
This girl.
Yeah.
If I could have her in the background as the hook of my green screen,
Yeah.
that is way easier for me to get more, I guess, people to watch longer than for me to just talk. Like the voiceover you did with the cookies, you got almost 3,000 people to watch without you even showing her. But that's why I'm saying like try these ideas with green screen, and your hook should be a famous influencer lady in the background. And for like very tactical examples here, this is what I do on like pretty much all my green screens. Like these, I always have famous people in the background so people can like immediately recognize like these are all famous Yap people. I could have started this video about, or I could have had in the background a picture of me, but I wanted famous people so people immediately recognize and stop. You know, I do that on pretty much every green screen video. So I would say do that. Hook should be a famous influencer lady in the background for those 2. And then you could basically pair any of these topics with any of these formats.
Okay.
Let me know whatever, if I'm making sense or if I'm confusing you, please feel free to stop me, because I know this makes sense in my head.
Yeah. So should the influencer, like, should I put Emily in the background for the like PCOS?
Whatever makes sense. I think you mentioned one person for PCOS, and then Emily DiDonato, she was about the cookies, right? But the cookies, were they related to PCOS, or what were those cookies for?
I basically was like, how making these cookies like led me to starting a brand.
Okay.
And
is there a specific influencer lady that talks about PCOS that you learn a lot from? Or something?
I'd have to look them up. There are some celebrities who are public about having it.
For this right here, like, I wish I had known this sooner about PCOS. If you make a video on this, one thing you could do is, and this works really well as someone who's like a student, you could have the popular influencer lady that people recognize, similar to like an Emily DiDonato, and you could talk about what you learned from her about PCOS and then relate it to your story. That way you get people drawing in for the influencer in the background, and then they stay a little bit longer because you talk about her and then you talk about your story after.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why I'm mentioning these green screens have just always worked well for me. It's something worth trying. Okay.
Yeah.
But chat, at the end of the day, like, I don't think formats are, from my experience, everything that I've tested, I don't think the format is what's going to do, it's not going to be the main driver of why a video does well. For me, every time a video is done well, it's primarily because of the topic that I'm talking about. And so, oh man, I'm sorry, I totally forgot. I made mention that we saw a ton of videos about reversing PCOS. So I don't know if this is true to you, but you might want to make, I don't know if you ever reversed PCOS.
Yeah.
But if you did a video like this, you're blending your text hook from your page versus text hook we've seen on like multiple videos. If you did that and you used maybe a green screen or a voiceover, because these are formats that have worked,
Yeah.
That'll help you do really well. Now, in terms of, well, I hate to use promises like that, but your likelihood of your likelihood of success by doing this will increase. Let me just say it that way. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we have the thing to talk about. We have how to show it. The question is, how do we write the script for it? And so, and let me remove this. So, we have topics here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try to rearrange this a little bit. Formats. We understand the language of, like, you understand what I mean by formats, right?
Yep.
Like just visual styles?
Yep.
Okay. So I'll say, here are your formats to try based on these topics above. It's all going to be bolded, I'm sorry. But there you go.
Bold is great. And
then the next thing that I do is once I have the topics, which again, we did in 10 minutes chat, and then the formats, I look at what formats have worked well on my page. I then look at how should I structure my script. One thing that works really well for me, and I think this is probably a good experiment for most beginners, is I try to keep my videos as short as possible, because I do know that the number one thing that helps a video's reach is watch time. I do know that to be true. If there's one thing that I do know, is that if I can get more people to watch for longer, that the videos will get more reach. And so if I'm making a video that's 3 minutes long and only, people on average only watch for 9 seconds, that sucks. But if people watch for 9 seconds on a 30-second video, for me, it's going to do a little bit better. So I don't know. I hate to say it's a hack because I really don't think of it that way. I don't think I'm good enough to keep someone's attention for longer than 30 seconds yet. That's why I do it. So I'd recommend try to keep your video, because I think this might help you, 30 to 45 seconds long, if you can. I know it's a little bit of a challenge, but the reason behind it is, again, because I keep it short until I know I can keep people's attention for this amount of time, and then I try to increase the length. That's why I do it. Okay. Now, in terms of how to structure the scripts, and chat, if I'm losing you, I know I'm getting really into the weeds, and Dana, thank you for staying, because I know we've been on this for over an hour now. How I think about structuring the scripts is I will look, especially when I'm trying to get better at content, I will study again. Because when I'm studying, I'll either study my videos that have done really well. So, for example, you could study your 11,000 view video, which actually would probably be your best bet. If that makes you feel a little bit more aligned. Because I know, like, this topic of seeing what works on the internet, to some people it feels a little icky. I get it. If you do it the wrong way, it definitely can be. But you have a video here that has, holy cow, where is it?
Oh, I think you went by it. The 11, the cotton tank one.
The 11.
Yeah.
There
we go. Yeah.
All right. So let me get the transcript for you. Hold on.
It's fun because that one I did like really quickly, and like didn't really even have it scripted, which is probably why the like actual conversions are not there, because I didn't say like, follow, save, any of that. But I was so surprised at its performance, because I didn't, this was a low effort video for me.
The reason why I'm looking at the script, because I know I'm getting very in the weeds here, and they're like, chat, what I'm doing with Dana right now is an experiment to make better content. This is not like me saying the magic formula is to do all of this legwork. I'm doing this because this is what I do. And the reason why I'm looking at her script from her best video is because when I give a suggestion to Dana, the questions that she will ask are, what do I make the video about? How should I film the video, which is the formats? And then the last question that she's going to ask is, how do I actually speak in the video? And if I tell you, Dana, to just make videos on these topics and in this style and just talk for, like unscripted, I still think, honestly, my hypothesis would be that these are going to do better just with those two things.
Yeah.
But if you want to go the next level, we want to look at what did you do in the script that did well? Well, you kept it pretty brief. Like it's pretty short.
Yeah.
So maybe you could take from this, like look at how you structured this and say, huh, okay, this was pretty short. Not saying that short is like the magic bullet or anything, but like this seems to be pretty easy to understand. How can I take this script and, transform it into a video about this? Or that doesn't mean you have to stick to this as like a golden bullet, but that is something that you can lean on if you have the question of like, what do I say? Maybe try something like this. Just look at your script, see what you did well, and try that.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that make sense, chat? Does that make sense, Dana? I know I'm getting really into the weeds, and I don't want you guys to think that you guys need to do like a ton of legwork. What I'm trying to show you guys is what I did to study. Because in order for me to get better, I studied my own content and other people's content. And then, from there you can decide how much scripting you want to do or how much, whatever research you want to do. I'm going a little bit more in the weeds with Dana because she's been posting for 13 weeks straight. And she's at the verge of like, hey, I don't know what to do anymore. So I'm going to give you a ton of things that I do. I'm going to get really tactical.
Yeah. No, that's great.
This applies to all of these others too. You don't have to get super in depth. You don't have to do the exact same thing I did for all of these. You could, if you wanted to, keep these super casual and unscripted if you want. But just know that this process that I followed for this, you can also do for these. Basically, figure out the topics, figure out the styles that work well on your page, and then figure out with the videos that have performed well in the past, how did you speak? That's it.
Okay.
All right.
Really helpful. When you script, you sometimes look at other people's scripts too, right? And then
I do personally, chat. Again, I have to use all these qualifiers. I do yes for structure. There's a guy that I love. He's my favorite creator on this platform on Instagram. His name's Chris Chung, and it's right here. He has this script. So this is how I basically outline what he does on his videos. So he has this isn't the same on every video, but the majority of his educational videos, his name's Chris Chung. He'll do a hook for 3 seconds, and then the next sentence will be him giving credibility, and then he does all these different things. This is way too advanced, I think, right now for chat and everyone. Not saying that I'm like super advanced or anything, but I don't think you guys need to go this far in the weeds. This is how I personally script out my content. I look at the structure of like how other big creators are. For example, like I'll just go quickly and then I'll be done here because I know I'm talking quite a bit. This is the guy. This guy's incredible. He makes a lot of incredible content, and I don't look at his videos to steal hooks or anything like that. I just look at why is this taking forever? I look at how he arranges his sentences because it's very strategic. Like this one here, he says a shocking sentence in the first 3 seconds. Also, he's showing famous figures, Dana, so taking notes. Like when I'm looking at this, I'm studying. I'm like, okay, famous figures here. Cool, let me try it. And then immediately in his second line, he has a sentence that he says right here where he says, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, doesn't matter. I'm not going to get all in the weeds, but I'm just looking at how he's structuring his sentences. Oh, it's interesting that he starts with the hook, and then immediately after that, he says that like how many followers he's gained or whatever, and then he mentions something that I haven't heard of before, and then he does X, Y, and Z, and so I take notes of the pattern of sentences.
Yeah,
that's what I do. I'm not saying that is what is needed for growth. Like there are people on this platform that grow, honestly, millions of followers, and I don't think they go this tactical in the weeds. Like they just post. But when I was in your position, I was like, I don't know what to do, like how to get out of this. Yeah. Those were the 3 things that I was looking at is like, okay, I need to figure out better topics, like what to talk about. I need to figure out better ways to visually deliver my information, and I need to figure
Yeah.
out better ways to organize my sentences.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the basic
Awesome.
fundamentals. Okay,
All right.
Dana,
So cool.
I don't know if I overwhelmed you, but I'm gonna
No,
send
no,
this
this is great. This is really great, and I'm hoping I can get the scripting down. That also seems like a huge piece of it. But it's, as you say, it's all sort of experimenting. So
and
I'm excited to report back.
let me also be clear, chat. Same thing that I gave to Dana last time. Like, I don't ever want all of this input that I just did to be misconstrued that I'm like selling a promise to go viral. The goal is not for Dana to go viral, because honestly, like, going viral sucks a lot of times. What we're trying to do here is see if we can help Dana go from 100 views per video to, let's say, get her videos closer to 1,000 views, and those videos that are getting 1,000 views are also hopefully bringing in followers that align with her. Views don't really matter. We just want more people to follow that trust her. And so I think with these experiments, figuring out what to talk about, how to show it, and then how to structure your sentences, those three things I think will help to make better content.
Awesome.
I'll end it there because I know this has been a long one. So I appreciate it, Dana. Thank you.
No, this was amazing. Thanks so much, Sean.
All right.
We'll
Good
see how
luck.
it goes.
We'll see
All
how it
right.
goes. Report back to us. All
We'll
right.
do. Okay.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Guys, crazy long stream. I appreciate everyone here. 2.5 hour stream. Hopefully that was super valuable. I don't want any of what I did to be misconstrued that like I'm trying to give you guys the shortcut to virality or something, because honestly, virality shouldn't be the goal for most of us. When I go viral, a lot of times it sucks. But if we are looking to make better content, there's basically just 3 pillars that I think through, which is how do I find better ideas to talk about? How do I visually show things better? And how do I structure my sentences better? Okay? And those can be found by looking at your page before anyone else's. And then if you want to look at other people's pages, you can certainly do that as well. But never copy, just study what works from others and then try to adapt it to your own. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense, guys. I gotta run. I really do. I have to hop off here. I gotta film some content here. But it's been a pleasure talking to you guys. Any last questions that we have here, chat? As always, before I go, here's where you can find the replay for today's sessions. It's going to be on my channel. If you guys have any questions at all, here's where they'll be. So let me know, and then we're gonna hop off here.